The Lord be with you. The reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his apostles, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace upon earth. I have come to bring not peace, but the sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And one's enemies will be those of his household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take up his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. Whoever receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And whoever receives a righteous man because he is righteous will receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives only a cup of cold water to one of these little ones to drink because he is a disciple, amen, I say to you, he will surely not lose his reward." When Jesus finished giving these commands to his 12 disciples, he went away from that place to teach and to preach in their towns. The Gospel of the Lord. This is one of the gospel passages that can be easily misinterpreted. And this is one of those passages that people look at and they are like, Jesus is anti-family. That is not correct. The invitation here is to place God above all things. Attachment to families, attachment to relationships, attachment to material things should not come before the love of God. So when Jesus says, "I have come to bring not peace, but the sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And one's enemies will be those of his household." Jesus does not mean that we should create conflicts and tensions and troubles and problems in our families. No. He's not justifying that enmity that you have between your dad and your mom, or between you and your dad, between you and your mom, between you and your mother-in-law. That is not what Jesus is justifying here this morning. But sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, Jesus is endorsing that I hit my crazy mother-in-law very hard, right? That's not what he is endorsing. What Jesus says is explained in the next verse when he says, "Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Sacrifice comes in. Placing our priority on God and on Christ and on our faith demands some form of sacrifice as well. Whoever does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. So Jesus is reminding us once again of the need to be connected to him. The responsorial psalm says, "Our help is in the name of the Lord." That's one of the most famous prayers in the Psalms. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. So let us recognize that it is God who leads us. It is God who guides us. It is God who has invited us to Him. And this relationship can only be sustained if we recognize that the emphasis is on God and not on ourselves. The emphasis is on what God can do, not on what we can do. And that is God's grace in our lives. So as we appreciate our families, as we support our families, as we are in different relationships, let us always recognize that the relationship with God should guide and drive every other relationship we find ourselves in this world. Amen.